Peace and blessings, dear family. I just wanted to take the other video that I had didn't come out too well. So I just wanted to take a few seconds, moments of your time to talk more about why we need Black unity now more than ever. For a lot of groups in America, assimilation may work, but assimilation has not worked for Black people. What is assimilation? Assimilation is when one group that has their own traditions, their own cultures, their own customs. Now they get rid of those. So what they do is they put away those customs and they accept the custom of the dominant people. So Black people have put away their own customs, their own unity, those things that make them a cultural people. And we often put away those things so that we can be accepted in the major community. That has not worked for us. And I'm going to tell you why. We're still considered 12 to 14% of the population. And anything that we have done of value in this country, from the civil rights movement to the nationalist movement, have all been done when we have taken consideration all of us versus a part of us. Now, I was listening to a brother earlier, because I think what we need to do is we need to get back the sensitivity that when you speak against Black people, when you work against Black people, we get offended and we as a unity come together and do something about it. Recently, you have heard about, Asian hate, and a lot of Black people saying, stop Asian hate. And then there's some Black people that are saying, wait a minute, where was the Asian community when we were being discriminated against? What about the Asians in our community that sell us products? Are they pouring back into the Black community? All the way back to Rodney King's situation. You'll see that there were Asian merchants in the Black community, but when it came time for police brutality to be fought against, they were arming themselves against the Black people who were angry that they had Asians in their community that also disrespected them. Now let's fast forward now. There's a rapper by the name of YG. I don't know a lot about his music, but I know when you turn on his music, you're going to hear, as a brother I was hearing said, listening to said, you're going to hear Black people being talked about, how you're going to smoke another Black brother, kill another Black brother, how you are going to fight he's a blood, get rid of a Crip. And this kind of music, the White House doesn't stop it. YouTube doesn't stop it. Nobody speaks against it when Black people are talking about killing Black people. But he made a song recently where he talked about another group of people that he might have robbed. And people believe that he's talking about the Asian community. Can y'all feel what I'm saying? It's banned because the Asian community were offended. I can't blame them. They got the sensitivity and the self-respect that if you speak against Asian people, now granted, Cambodians may have problems with Koreans and Chinese may have problems with northern mainland Chinese, but Asian people band together and said, you're not going to disrespect our community. That's how we need to become. Now, I've been in business for 10 years. My clients are not Asian. I never received any support from Asian people. I received very little support from white people. I received 95% of my support from the Black community. So I speak on their behalf because I'm not only one, but I'm one who benefits from the economic plight of Black people. Today in my homeschool, we are going to be talking about Black Wall Street. And the key thing about Black Wall Street was Mr. Gurley and Mr. Stratford, who took 40 acres of land and turned it into a multi-million-dollar enterprise. It was all about how they saw themselves and their people. They taught the respect of Black people. The janitor in Black Wall Street made more than the average person making minimum wage today. Now, you think about what you could do with today's minimum wage in 1921. However, in the Black community in Black Wall Street, you had Black banks that helped Black people establish businesses, but also white people borrowed from them. You had airports, you had private jets, you had movie theaters. And it wasn't just because they took their money, it was the mentality that if you're going to come in our community, we have to benefit. We are not going to allow you to speak against each other. Now, I have to go, but I'm going to say this real quick. On the internet, you often see a lot of Black men and Black women going at it. I started seeing that during the time that they had Jerry Springer. You see Black men and Black women on national television. You ain't my baby daddy and so and so. Let me tell you something. When we get to the point now, other groups have internal issues. Y'all remember when Jada Kiss and Styles P said, "We stack chips like Hebrews," and the song was banned at first? And then they brought the song back and it was censored. Michael Jackson also said, "Kite me, don't like me." He had all these lyrics that were considered anti-Jewish. And guess what? They took his record, this is the king of pop, off of the market because they thought it disrespected the Jewish community. And the basis of economic respect and economic empowerment is based on the love and respect of one's people. When you become sensitive, now the reason I point out Black men and women need to stop disrespecting each other in front of others. Now we may have problems with each other, but when it comes to somebody on the outside disrespecting Black women, we can't allow that. And Black women, when it comes to somebody on the outside disrespecting Black men, you can't allow that. We may fight inside, but it's hands off when you speak about us as a people. We won't go for it. Let us fight our internal family issues, but when they come against us, we are a unified family. That's the way we need to move out. So I'm gonna close, but I'm gonna let you know that right now, Black unity is more needed than ever. And I see doctorate degree carrying, master degree carrying, PhD degree carrying Black folk, but internalized hatred. I'd rather take people that understand with less degrees the beauty of unity, because unity is success. Now, Black Wall Street, we're going to be teaching that in today's homeschool. The dollar circulated before it left the community 26 times. It took a year for the dollar to leave the Black community in Black Wall Street. And that's why everybody ate, everybody was fed, everybody benefited. They understood the principle of unity. The only thing they didn't build was a military, so when the military came against them, they couldn't defend themselves. I believe if they had armament, they would be able to fight back like men. They would have been able to protect the children and the women. So we need unity like never before. Unity is a mindset. We don't all have to agree. We're going to fight, but let it be behind closed doors. Let it not be in social media. Let it not be in front of others. Let us straighten each other out and come as a unified body and front. We're the only people that don't Understand that. When we see the Asian community as Black people, we see oneness. Peace and blessings.